really interesting. Wow. Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, and he actually gets called in on this kind of board. Like, what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like, he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draw. He's going to have king X. And we kind of know, I mean, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets. And we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a very good point. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, high deck, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't
I'm
be a
already
quick.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes!
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record, that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
The right. But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so Mad Dog.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
Just
always love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when people get to the turn and they get an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning end.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we can't. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, we'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool
Filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know,
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. All right, guys, we're live. We're back for the study stream. All the hype in the channel as you guys are excited to get this done. It's the last one of the year. Next Saturday is Christmas Day. The following Saturday is New Year's Day. So this is the one. Thank you for Ginger for the 4 years. Yeet. And pushing us all the way to Hype Train 2. Yowza. 48 months. That's a lot of months. Cyrus. I don't know how many months you had. You had a lot of months. 34 months. Mike Cash with the gifts of the drugs. Ow for the 100 bits. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for all the support and the love. Yeah, Six is out today. He's not feeling very well. So it's just going to be us hanging out and poker coaching in the chat for you guys to get in on the drawing. If you're new here, this is the way this is going to work. I'm going to draw 2 winners from the stream, and you guys are going to compete in one of the quizzes you see on the screen. You guys tell me what you would do. I'll say what I would do. We'll see what the coach would do, and whoever gets the highest score gets $5. The poker coaching stream we do every single Saturday except for next Saturday and the following because of the holidays. Yeah, we'll use this pokercoaching.com content to try and get better. JL is indeed a boss.
And yeah, while you guys doing that, I'm going to pick a quiz. We're going to scroll all the way down and fill in some gaps here. Looks like we start with Affleck, who took 33rd yesterday in the 5K WPT Diamond Classic. Congratulations, Mr. Affleck. Jason Lieba's still in that bitch. He's like middle of the pack, 15th or so out of 29. Took out Eddie Lichtenberger. You can follow that. I put it in the Puck Coaching Discord. Exclamation point PC in the chat if you want to sign up to Puck Coaching for free. And get your free shit. I ain't going to go through the whole show. And then if you go in the Puck Coaching Discord, exclamation point PC for the link. Exclamation point PC Discord for that. If you go in there, there's a post where you can follow the live updates for Justin. There you go. When did I decide to talk up the champ game? It's going to be likely the second week, like in, or maybe the first. It's either the first or second Saturday when we get back from the holidays. I'll let you know. Right now, we can't do it. Everyone's gone for Christmas. Everyone's going to be gone for New Year's. So it doesn't make sense to have the championship game during the holidays. So we'll do it literally as soon as we can once we get back and get swinging. All right, let's draw some winners. Winner. Oh, shit. Let me get my old school notepad here ready to rock. Winner number 1. Bang! Hollywood. It's so weird that, like, whether it's this channel or when I'm on the global channel, like, certain people, like, just always win my giveaways. Hollywood, Win Baby, Watson, always. And against Presty. All right, Hollywood, I'm going to keep yours up on screen. Presty, I'm going to have you off screen. I'll let you know how many points you have and show you. Let's roll the quiz and see what up.
All right, in this hand, we have 10-7 offsuit in the big blind. We're playing about 40 big blinds effective. It's going to fold with a small blind who just completes. Should we check or raise to 11,200?
All right, homie limps, and we got 7-10, one of these like middle of the range hands. What are you all doing? What's happening? Check, says Monkey. Check, says Jamblance. How many BBs is that? Roughly a shitload. About 40 effective. Check, says Tear Drinking Punk. Tea Drinking Punk. Tear Drinking Punk. Solid screen name. Hollywood with the check. Meatball with the check. Check, 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 check. Everybody check. Everybody check it except for Hollywood. He's over there on Aggro Island by himself. Nope, there it is. Grinders for life. Joining Hollywood. Beats. Joining Hollywood. Tina Reno getting crazy with all these percentages. Drug thinks it's a mix. All right, now I'm going to look. Now y'all threaten me with a good time. Ray says, dude, because he's afraid I'm going to call him a spaz. Annette. Looking for Presty. Where you at? Oh, there's Presty. Just check. I see you. I see you. Grinding for life is Cap. What the hell? Can't just do that. Can't just do that to people, Cap. Anyways, we're 40 effective. I'm pulling up the chart right now. We are in the big blind. The action is limp. The opponent's position is the small blind. And 10-7-0 is mixing. Wah, 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 wah. In game for me, I tend to check this back a lot and then bet like the worst of it. Hey, what's up, Tina? Bet just worse hands. Raise worse hands. And better hands. More polar, I guess, is what I'm trying to say for me in game. Let's see. Hollywood said he was raising it. Preston said he was checking it. Let's see what Mr. Affleck thinks. Was so close to prepared. Hang on. All right. 8 points.
Here in the big blind, facing a small small
10.
blind limp, we want to raise about 40 to 45% of the time with our range, and that range is going to be really polarized. So we're going to raise with all our really good hands, like ace-8 offsuit or better, strong suited aces, all the suited broadways, good pairs, and then we're going to raise a lot of trash, like 9-deuce off, 9-3 off, 8-4 off, 9-deuce suited, 10-3 suited. We're going to be very polarized. These middling cards like 10-7, 10-8, they're going to raise sometimes, but not as much as they check. 10-7 here is probably going to check like 70% of the time. You want to raise it like 30%, 25% for board coverage. So checking is like the preferred option most of the time, but you do want to raise this every once in a while. Both options are fine. I do raise it up this time, and the opponent calls. And the flop comes Jack 8-4. Should we check, bet 7,500, bet 13,000, or bet 20,000?
Hey, babe, how you doing? All right, here we go. So I love when we do these things and like the coach like almost verbatim reiterates what our thought process was, because to show you that we're on the right track. Feels good, man. Raising that a bad one though. 8 points. Definitely not a mistake by any stretch of the imagination. All right, guys. So they limp checked on Jack 8-4. You checked. I'm pretty sure. There's the call. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he checked. Because if he bet, we would see chips in the middle. Brett says, bet small this time, 75. A lot of good turn cards, says Monkey. 13K, which is a little bit on the big side. A little bit more than half pot. Slippery says, 75 clams. Uh-oh. 13K for Hollywood, 75 for Presty. 75 for meatballs, 75 for drugs. This is an interesting one. I wonder if I have the sim. I know that Affleck runs all this shit, but I'm curious for my own sanity. 40 bigs, BB versus small bling. I do have it. 13K for Punk. Joe going 75. 13K for Tina. Definitely a bet. Yeah, I tend to bet the 10 high with the gut shot, the club, and very little showdown myself. I'm conflicted in my own head. Yeah, kind of what dude is leading to. I'm conflicted because I know a lot of times on boards like this we tend to size up. So I have like a little elf in my ear saying we should go 13. I'm pulling it up now. It's taking a second. We got too much shit running. All right, it's taking too long. We're going to roll with it. Hollywood said 13. Presty said 7. I actually think I would mix both sizes. My gut saying 13. Let's see what happens. Check. What? 8 points for 7,500. Oh, shit. He's muted.
Really This is a spot where I think people just continuation bet way too much. So our range is very polarized. We have a lot of really good hands and a lot of bad hands. The small blinds range is really condensed. And what I mean by condensed is they don't have the really good hands because they would have either raised pre-flop or re-raised when we raise. So they're missing hands like ace-queen, ace-jack, pocket jacks, queens, kings, aces, tens. They're also missing the bottom of the range because they limp fold with 7-3 off, 5-4 off. All these like really bad hands. So what they're left with is hands in the middle. And hands in the middle, like Queen 10, 10-9, 10-7, hit this board really well. So we're not going to do a ton of c-betting on this board. I think we're betting here at most like half the time. Now, this hand seems very, very attractive to continuation bet with because we have a straight draw, we have some outs. However, this hand actually prefers to check mostly. Betting is fine. And the reason we want to check here is like we're checking a lot. And checking these straight draws is actually really good for when a 9 comes. That's a really good card for that condensed range for the small blind. When they have a 9, they have queen 10s. They have a lot of 9-8s, jack 9, all those kind of middling cards a lot. So they should be putting a lot of pressure out on us when like a 9 comes off. So having these types of hands in your check back range does really well. Also, they don't perform very well versus a check raise, this 10-7. Betting here is fine, but checking is definitely the preferred option here. We're mostly going to use the small size here when we bet. I'd say here, if I had to pick, like, I bet this sometimes, maybe like 30% of the time. Mostly check, though. I do check back. Turn is the jack of hearts, and we face a half pot bet from our opponent. Should we fold, call, raise to 35,000, or go all in?
All right. He said he could bet some here too. I'm looking. I have Jack 9-4 two-tone. I don't have Jack 8-4. On Jack 9-4, we 50-50 it pretty much. Bet small, and check. Is he ever diverging from the solver? For sure. I mean, he's going to use the solver to kind of find where GTO is, and then he definitely will adjust based on player tendency. For sure. For sure. Fold. Everybody folding. Everybody folding. What up, Chess? Everybody folding but beats. Meatball folding. Hollywood says, I think I'll probably fold here. Probably won't, but that's what I do with my money. Price says, not sure we are floating with fold. Both guys folding. I think I'm folding too, especially when the board pairs. And their problem too is like we're drawing to 4 outs effectively, right? Like the odds of him betting this and checking river seem slim at best. So it's not like there's any other way we're going to win. Like he's going to check and we're going to be able to take it away. I think I would be folding as well myself. We don't have it like a safety net clubs or something. I'd shove Kappa, says Trist. That's funny. Let's see. Everyone's folding. Let's find out.
I think this is just a crystal clear call on the turn. I think our hand is actually, it sounds weird, but I think our hand is too good to just raise on the turn. We have a gut shot to a very, very strong hand.
I got to run this
and
bitch.
It's still likely that if we hit a 10 or a 7, those are the best hand as well. We can bluff later on the hand. We have position. Raising doesn't make a ton of sense because if we have like a lot of our jacks, we're going to check back some jacks, like weaker jacks on the flop, but a lot of our good jacks are just going to bet on the flop. So we're left with a lot of hands like 8x, maybe some flush draws. If we have queens or better, we're always betting the flop. We have kind of like a middling strength range, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to raise now, where the jack didn't change much after we check back. So since the jack didn't change much after we check, we're probably just going to not raise a ton here. We'll do a little bit of raising because we have some hands like jack 6, jack 5, jack deuce, those really crappy hands that we raise pre-flop. So I think calling here is the best play. You could, I don't think folding is an option here. We just have way too much equity. So we're going to call and see a river, which is the 9 of clubs.
It's easy when you get
Our opponent checks. Should we check, bet 25,000, bet 40,000, bet 60,000, or go all in?
Affleck rolled the station. Clearly, Jelly's crystal ball is a bit cloudy. Yeah, he goose egged it, huh? I'm running it down in the background. It might take a minute, though. The ranges are super wide. SPR is super big. Just open fold, says Tress. He's just fucking capping all over the place. Trolling. 40K for Mundo Bruce. Grinders for life. Mr. Cap going 25. We got there. All in, says Chestel. 40 for Drugs, 25 for Cyrus. Jay Bill's hoping for bad beats. Affleck can't be this good and run this good. That's not fair. Press says small bet for value. Any bet is an effective all-in. 60K. Overpot for the jelly. Slipper going 25, 40, 40, 60, 40, 40. A lot of 40s out there. Did I miss Hollywood? Let me make sure. Not yet. There he is. Bet big. 40. Well, that's so possible, he says. 60 for Randy's. 25 for Presty. 25 for Toe. Yeah, a lot of times on the flush completer cards, I don't believe we go big when the front door flush gets there and the board pairs. I definitely think I'm betting for value. I would bet 25 myself, for sure. I mean, 60 or 40 and 60 does get called by a jack. There's that. I just don't know if an 8 calls. Pot's 50 right now. T-Trick and Punk. Leave him with something behind? Agreed. I just think 60's a bit much. He is calling with like 10s, though. 25K and fold to a shove is where I'm leading Stu. For sure. Y'all crazy? Why? Betting 18K? Yeah, 25. Same type of thing, huh? Same type of thing. All right, let's see what Affleck's going to do. Hollywood going 40. Presty going 25. Let's find out.
So checking's out of the option
Nice
here
40.
once we reverse straight. Having the 7 of clubs is
25
really nice.
7
We
points.
block some flushes, some traps. So we definitely have a value bet here.
I'm
And I
glad I'm
think
running this
like a
hand. This is a
nice,
fun
good,
one.
strong middling sizing, like 40,000 is going to be the best. I don't know if our hand is quite strong enough to overbet or go all in.
True.
And our hand is kind of worth more than a half pot bet. If we didn't have like the 7 of clubs, I think like a half pot bet would be more in line here. But with the 7 of clubs, we can definitely size up here, blocking some of the villain's strongest hands. So a nice 40,000 bet here makes the most sense, which is what we do. And we get a fold and take down the pot.
All right, it was 8-6-0-10 for Hollywood and 10-8-0-7 for Presty, eking them out by 1 point. Presty, congratulations. This is a fun quiz. Super common. And we all had a bunch of different answers, myself included. So, yeah, I like this quiz. I'm glad I'm running. I'm going to check this one out. All right, let's, Presty, let me know how you want your money. And let's change the drawing password to... Yeah, super tough turn. Super tough turn, Presty. I'll show you the solve. It's running. It's going to take a while, too. Cool. I'm going to go with the same one I used last night. Humbug, all one word. Humbug. We're going to keep it festive. And draw some new winners here. Back to quizzes. Back to quizzes. So when we don't hit, what do? When he checks, we do the same thing. And bet bigger because now you're trying to get the marginalist of made hands to fold. For sure. I am Jewish. But I have a, mixed house, right? My wife, my kid are not Jewish. Hanukkah was last. Might have been the week before.
We don't die, we
Might have been the week before.
multiply.
All right, cool. Let's, you guys are doing that. Let me pick a quiz. Scrolling back down. Evan Jarvis back on the Falls View kick. 1425. Five. Some rubber cards we dealt with bet, sure. An ace. King, not that great. Club's pretty good. Anything under the jack, right? Pretty good. You get an exterminator for your humbugs? Yeah, you don't want to go out with the creepy crawlies. All right, drawing winner number 1. The meatball. Drawn winner number 2. Ba-bang. Slipper Rock. All right, guys. Let's run this Evan quiz and see what's up.
Hello, everyone. Evan Jarvis here for PokerCoaching.com. Welcome to another tournament quiz from the $2,500 buy-in World Poker Tour Falls View event that I made a decent run in earlier this year. We have pocket 10s off a nice stack. We built our stack up to 63,000. Face a 1,400 open from someone who come to the table. They're very chatty. They're very splashy. They're playing a lot of pots. Definitely more of the recreational player variety than the professional player variety. It's on us. Middle position. What should we do? Pocket 10. Should we fold, call, 3-bet to 4,200, or 3-bet to 6,800?
All right, guys. Here we go. Pocket 10s with an early in from Chatty and Splashy. What's the play? Did he just go full marbles? He went heavy on the marble kick on Twitch. I mean, he still plays poker for a living. But streaming is a decent part of his income, too, I imagine. It's one of those things, too, where, the poker market on Twitch is super niche and super small. The marble market on Twitch is super big, super popular. So, if you're trying to make Twitch a business, poker Twitch is really hard. Although he gets to play rest of the world side, so he's got a little better than guys like me or Sixes, for example. All right, call for Cap, 3-bet for Bruce, shove for 60 bigs effective, definitely a mistake. $68, $42, $68, $42. What's my size? Okay, I know my sizes. We don't need the calculator. 68, 42, 68, 42, 68, 42. 42, 42, 42, 42. Slippery going 42. Tina going 42. Meatball says 3-bet to 42. Everyone going 42. I'm going 42 as well. 68 can't be too terrible, but it's a hair on the big size when this dude's only got 53 bigs. Like, we would do that more if we were deeper. Druck says 3-bet more. I agree. I sold the Splash Man 42. Yep, we all kind of say 42. Some guys went a little bit bigger, which I don't quite hate. And it might mix call as well on some frequency. I can tell you. 60 bigs. Button cutoff for 3 versus 1. This is raise. Undergun 1. Here it comes. Actually, pocket 10 is mixing a lot of call on these charts. 60-40 call. I would tend to 3-bet this one more. Part of that, too, is because I know I flatted it too much for a long time. But, yeah, so interesting. Let's see what happens. 42. He likes 42 as well.
This is a spot where we can go either way, and we're basically mixing it between 3-betting and between flatting. If we check our trusty GTO charts,
It's funny, he's using
facing
these
a
old-ass
UTG
charts.
open in middle position, 10s is just a call. However, facing a middle position open
Oh, Panic Fish got the inside tip.
from middle position, tens, is a 3-bet. So what does that mean? Well, that means if our opponent is opening the typical under the gun type range, something like this, should be more inclined to flat the hand. And if they're opening more of a middle position type range with something more like this, we want to be 3-betting the hand. But the EV of them is very close either way. It's kind of one of those spots where whichever option you pick, as long as it wasn't fold, you pick.
We want to keep them beatable, Evan. Don't let them know.
We go 4,200 here.
Keep 'em on the
no
old
need to go
charts.
for the really large sizing of 4x, especially against the early position open. We can go with a smaller size here and still expect to be able to isolate the player fairly often and get the pot heads up. But you don't always get what you want. The spot on the table, who is, well, they're the spot. They're the one that everyone wants to play pots with. Cold calls, the button cold calls, the big blind cold calls, the opener cold calls, and we are really rooting for a 10 on the flop.
What the hell?
Unfortunately, on a 10 of hearts, 7 of spades, 4 of clubs board, that is exactly what my friend we got. Action checks to us. What should we do? Should we check, bet 4,800, bet 9,600, or bet 14,800?
I know what I'm doing. I know what the solver is doing. I'm not 100% sure what Evan is doing. So, charts you have written in my brain for months are study are bad, Chestel? No. Those charts are not the same charts that are on the site. So, if you're using the tool on the site, Chestel, you are fine. Evan's using old charts in this. And I would say that, like, these quizzes are pretty old. One, I'm scrolling way down on the thing. And two, it takes them 3 or 4 months to put them out because they have a bunch in the can. Check. Hey, is this online $5 2K? Oh, that's funny. It's the online $5 2K because everyone called. That's funny. Check. Multi-way, 4,800 for Tina. Think it's a check for sure. Drug says check, but bet small can't be bad. Munker beats. Munker is a solver for more than 3 ways. Check. So 4,800 got to start building the pot, says Slippery Rock. And Meatball. Where's Meatball? Meatball. Meatball, I don't think said anything yet. He's in the tank. Multi-way, we bet small, says Stu. Doug says never check raise, only check call. Meatball betting, big, 9,600. Slippery Rock going 4,800. I am sweetly checking in the middle with range. And you'll notice the solver, not always, but most of the time, checks in the middle with range. Here's the problem. If we bet, especially the big size, Meatball, like, you're obviously betting for value. So then you have to ask yourself, what's worse that's calling? Right? Like, if these guys had maybe jacks flats your 3-bet in the back seat, but like queens, kings, and aces are all going to 4-bet, right? So they really don't have a ton of overpair in their range. There's some sets, the undersets, sure, and then there's 5, 6, and like 8, 9. So like our value target range is actually pretty small. Our hand does not need a whole ton of protection. Right? It's not like if an 8 or a 9 come or a 6 or a 5 come or something, we're going to slow down, right? So yeah, check for sure. And the good thing is the guy in the back seat's supposed to bet a heaping ton, and then we should check call with this hand because, like we said, they just don't have top of range. We have this board just destroyed every which way. Thinking about breaking up with GTO Trainer for GTO Plus. Do I like? I like. Well, I mean, Pio and Lucid are the best combo, but it's expensive. GTO Plus is a pretty decent alternative. And then I'm not a fan of GTO Trainer. I think it's laggy and clunky. Lucid just runs better. And it's a rainbow flop. Yes, Iris, even that. But we check in the middle just a heaping time when you look at these things in the Sims. But it was small bet for... it was big bet for Meatball. And small bet for Slippery. So here is the big bet. Here is the small bet. Let's find out.
In this spot where we have
He gave 10 points for
nuts,
both,
we kind of
which
can't
I
go wrong
wholeheartedly
here.
disagree with.
Checking to give the spot a chance to take a stab at the pot. There's a lot of money out there. And giving the button a chance to stab at the pot. Both very fine plays. We also represent that we have missed overcards and that we're giving up on the pot, which leads to other players who may have a hand like pocket jacks feeling more confident about their hand. For the large bet sizing,
Sorry, I got to pause right there. The problem is that if we had something like King Queen, Evan, we wouldn't. I would highly suggest not c-betting your Ace King, Ace Queen, Ace Jack, King Queen when there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-handed, for crying out loud.
if someone did cold call,
I don't know how
with
many
an
points the
overpair,
check was,
jacks,
Drugs.
queens, kings,
gonna
unlikely
find out.
aces, but you never know. They will likely continue for that, and then we'll be forced to go all in on the next street because there is so
Gotta
many
remember-
chips left behind. For that reason, we don't need to go with the largest sizing to get all the money in. We can go half pot here, and everyone other than the big blind will have a half pot bet remaining on the turn. Big blind will have a 3/4 pot bet remaining on the turn. Still pretty shallow. And if we go for the smaller bet of 4,800, we both give our opponents room to move in over the top with a pocket pair if they're so inclined. And we still have about a pot size bet remaining against the big blind and half pot amongst everyone. So I opted to go for 4,800 here, but honestly, all the options here are really good for the various reasons. If you can pick up any tells on your opponent's eagerness to bet or eagerness to fold, that's going to sway your decision. The more eagerness to fold you see, you want to go with the smaller sizing, and the more eagerness to bet you see, go ahead and check. Let them put the bets
Check
in.
was 10
and
points
then based on the action, decide if you want to check raise or just check call. Go 4,800. The big blind calls, who's one of the cold callers. He's a bit more of a solid player. Chatty and splashy folds. Now we have 31,000 in the middle, 36,000 behind. 8 of diamonds hits on the turn. Doesn't really change much unless our opponent has 5-6 suited, but I don't think this opponent's cold calling a 3-bet with 5-6 suited. I think he's much more weighted towards the big pairs. Maybe some sets too. So he checks to us. Action is on you. What should you do? Should you check? Bet 12,800, bet 18,400, or go all in.
All right, here we go. Literally was 10 points for bet small. It was 10 points for bet big, and I double checked, and it was 10 points for check. So Evan, just like do whatever the fuck you want. You got the nuts. Go for it. You can do whatever you want. Just don't jam. No, wait. I'm gonna double check that. Maybe we have a glitch in the matrix. Hang on, let me double check. That was 10 points too. So that was literally 10 points. Oh, did I do that right? It was the 14.8 is what I did on the thing. Yeah, it was it was 10 points for all the options according to this quiz. We couldn't go wrong. It was a fucking gimme. Although I would wholeheartedly disagree and say check in the middle is better. We got an 8 on the turn. What are we doing? What are we doing? 18. 18 for Presty. 36 for the what? Oh, he's talking to Jelly. 12.8 sets up the River Jam. Says Joe. Says Cyrus. Check this turn as a super choppy play. So only 9-10 and 5-6 are a problem right now. I blocked the 9-10. Bet 18 for value. He called one big bet. He will call this one too. 12.8 for Slippery. So both guys betting. One sizing up, one keeping it small. Got a bunch of checks. Hashtag greedy. All in. All two pairs call. 31 out there. $36 in dude stack. Okay. I'm glad you made me look at the stack to pot ratio. 12.8. This guy only has 36. Like, that 8, like, it's the big blind continuing range now, right? So, like, The big blind's the one guy who like has the 5-6 and the Jack-9 and very little 10-7 and 10-8 and 10-4 because all the 10s are out of the deck. So now it's 7-8 and 7-4 and then undersets. My inclination, like if the stack to pot ratio was different, would be like 18. I don't think we want to size down because anything that's calling this, that 8 is actually a really good card for them. So I think actually we get value. I don't think I'm ever checking. I'm sure as hell not letting a free card come off when they call 10-7-4. And the 8 comes, like that's so connected. That I just think we get value. We're missing value. I really want to jam. Or go 18. I'm conflicted between those two, to be honest with you. Personally. Shove, says Al. I don't hate it this time, Al, for sure. Well, the SPR won, basically. Because it's already pretty much won. He's got, we said 36, right? Yeah. Rolling back to get that little what would you do thing off the screen here. It's got 36K back, and there's 31 in the pot. Probably just jamming. What is geometric? You don't think you get to jam on that card because it's so connected? Yeah. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one for sure. Certainly a tough one. Geometric is when you bet the same size on flop, turn, and river. So when you're super deep, it's like C-bet, 125% pot, turn, 125% pot, river is 125% pot jam. That type of thing. That's geometric. Albatross, thank you for the 12 months. Interesting. This is a conflicting one. All right. Slippery said 12.8. The meatball said 18. Let's find out.
If the board were a little bit more draw heavy, if say this was the 8 of spades or the 8 of clubs or even the 8 of hearts, going all in definitely makes sense. We have a little bit more than a pot size bet, and when the board is extremely draw heavy and we protect our hand against draws, we can make that play. It also just makes our hand look weaker and gets us hero called by more hands. But given that the 8 is just an offsuit 8, doesn't bring any extra flush draws, I don't think we need to go with the super large sizing. Also, I don't think there's any real merit in checking. We want to continue to build this pot. Once our opponent calls a bet on this flop, he doesn't have nothing. He has, at the minimum, a draw,
That's
which is
every
a
hand
pair
is a 10.
or an overpair. And against those hands, we want to continue building the pot. I think that both
Anyone
betting about
else
half a
see
stack
this?
and a third of a stack are pretty solid plays. I went for the slightly smaller size because
Set up the pot jam.
well, I wanted to feel like he
Well, I
had.
mean, you're
I
still
wanted him to
under
feel
pot.
like he had more chips, call this bet with, and still have room to fold on the river if he were so inclined, rather than feeling he basically had to make a decision for his tournament at this point, which is what I think the half stack bet would be. Yeah, we can easily have this, and we can have better hands, aces and kings that have 3-bet and continue to bet. So he's in a tough spot here with pocket jacks or pocket queens, and we want to make it as easy as possible for him to call here. So
Another
it's
one.
a smaller
Holy hell,
sizing.
Albatross.
We do get the call. River is a deuce of hearts. He checks. 23,000 behind. Actions on you. What should you check?
How long was the
Bet
description? He went a little Evan
10,400
Jarvis
for
on
about
us.
half his stack, or move all in.
Interesting. Yeah, both answers. It's like everything's a fucking 10, Evan. What the hell? It's like when you got the nuts, just do whatever you want. Holy shit. Albatross, thank you for the 2 gift subs. Thank you for the however many months that was. It was a year, I believe. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all the support, homie. Get Evan back up in there when you talk. We do. We should have him back on the stream after the holidays. We should. We should. A lot of small bets out there. A lot of jams. Nobody checking. Nobody checking. Oh, another one from Albatross. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you. Thank you for the Christmas presents for everybody. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Marlon, you are almost an hour late. But better late than never. Jam, 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 cat jam, 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 jam. Albatross going cray cray.
What?
Jam, jam, jam. I think we just jam, right?
What?
Do we not just jam?
What?
Slippery jamming. I may have spoiled that one. I don't think it matters. It's 10 points for everything. 12 Eastern is 9 a.m. Marlon, and we bumped it to 9:30 while 6's kid is doing sports. Everybody jamming. And it's 10:30 now, my friend. Thank you, Albatross. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, we're all jamming. Jam, 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 jam. If this check is 10 points, then I'll email support. Let's find out.
At this point, the pot is gigantic. We move all in. He'll be getting 4-1 on a call. That's pretty good odds. I don't think we need to go for a milk bet here of 10,400. If we were to have any bluff here, we would follow through by going with the jam. So to balance that out, we also want to jam with our best hands, which are pocket tens.
Check was 2 points.
Please, please, please do not check in this spot with the
It's not broken.
fourth nuts. They're effectively the nut. We move all in, hoping to get hero calls, and our opponent makes a disciplined laydown, but we still pick up a very, 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 very nice pot. Anyway, this has been Evan Jarvis for PokerCoaching.com. Hope you enjoyed this quiz. Hope you learned a thing or two. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
It wasn't broken. Check was only 2 points. I checked. All right, Meatball. Oh, no, Slippery, since Meatball was first for everything else. Slippery, call it. Heads or tails? Since you both switched the shit out of it. Tails never fails, says J Bills. Slippery, heads or tails? Tails. All right, let's find out. Oh no! Meatball with the flip love. Wow, well we were nice one, guys. You guys crush that one. Shit. Just don't fuck up the river. Tails never fails. Not like this. Not like this. All right. New keyword. We got time for more. New keyword's going to be... Oh, since 6's is gone, we're going to do RIP66. That's the keyword for right now. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to do my shilling exclamation point PC in the chat. Bang! For you to sign up for coaching.com for free. You get big blind charge for 100 blinds or more. 20 free quizzes and a bunch of free homeworks. If you sign up for the premium, then there is webinars every week, multiple webinars every week. There are classes and courses, the tournament master class. There's a cash game master class. There's a fundamentals master class. There is a ton of content. Make sure you check that out. Poker Coaching Discord is where it's all happening, people. Get in there. There are free giveaways every week. We give away money. We give away Poker Coaching swag. We give away premium memberships. We've given away $1,000 before. We give away all that kind of stuff. Make sure you are in the Discord there. We have hand history rooms where we're in there all the time. We had him Ask Me Anything with Jonathan not too long ago. So make sure you check out the Discord. It's fun. And if you're enjoying this one, you want to see anyone we've ever done in the past, usually with my esteemed colleague, Mr. Crazy Sixes, and sometimes with guests. We've had Evan Jarvis, we've had Matt Affleck, we've had Faraz Jaka, we've had Tristan Wade, we've had Bet on Drew, we've had Fat Train, we've had Greg Kramer, Jesse Sylvia, we've had Melissa for 2141. We've had Lappy and Fallon and Ship Don't Die and fucking everybody. Check it out on the YouTube channel. Exclamation point YouTube in the chat. All right. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's pick a quiz. We ended up on the last one was the Evan Jarvis. Delio Bob. Which brings us up to... I don't want to do just Evan and just Matt. So where's the next series? Next JL. 1461. In a 5K online tournament. All right, let's draw our winners. Winner number 1 is, ba-bang, Mr. Kress. Waited. Winner number... Good bot. Hey, good bot. Good bot. Way to go. He talks shit and he hooked you up. How fucking weird and random is that? That's so weird. And it's Tina. Sweet aces. All right, guys. We will keep Crest on the screen. Tina, I'll have you here in the background. We're going to do this JL High Roller Quiz. Good luck.
Here we have Ace King of Clubs, playing 700, 1400. One of these weird online blind levels. Should we fold, call, raise to 2,800, or raise to 3,200?
You know, it's funny. He said 714 is a weird level. Weird online level. And is that a weird level? That just seems like a totally standard level. Is that not a live level? Anyone plays live? Weird. All right. What have we got here? We, doing okay. We got stacks. We got a good hand. We're in the cutoff. 3.2 for Crest right out the gate. A lot of 3.2s, a lot of 3.2s. Big Town Brown in the house. With 20, I don't know how many binds that is. That's a lot. Let's see. It's 60 divided by 1,400 is 42 bags. Between 75 is what, like 50, 60 bags, and 100 is about 80 bags. Something like that. Give or take. Ish. A lot of 32s. Tina going 28, though, and Crest going 32, so we are going to split them up. 6, 1,200, and 18, 1,600 is very standard. Okay. Should we size up later positions are? Says Crest. We got both the answers from our guys. Yeah, I mean, I would just standard min raise this. I am not one of those guys that size up based on position at the table. I'm gonna size up or down based on like effective stacks for the most part. I think Jonathan hates to min raise, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 3,200. But I think like industry standard here is the min raise. I would say. And it was 3.2 for Crest and the min raise for Tina. Let's find out.
This is a fine spot just to min raise.
It does min raise.
I'm okay with raising slightly bigger to 3,200. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, this is one of these scenarios where you want to ask, like, what do the opponents do wrong, right? And in general, if the opponents call too often pre-flop against min raises and then check fold too often after the flop, I don't really care if they stick around with a bunch of nonsense, right, for a small raise. If they're going to call with that exact same range, though, and play equally poorly against a bigger raise, though, they would rather raise a little bit bigger because we just get more money in the pot that we get to steal later. As poker like ebbs and flows, I think you're going to find that some people play quite poorly against particular raise sizes, although playing online, very rarely you're going to know exactly what your opponent does wrong. So I just typically min raise in these spots, and I think it's fine. But if you want to make it 3,200, that's fine too. I wouldn't be making it much bigger than that, though. Flop comes 5-3-2. Opponent checks. Should we check, bet 2,200, bet 4,800, or bet 7,200?
This is a interesting spot. I know what I do in these spots a lot. I'm not sure what Jonathan does. And these spots are kind of tough on the 2-3-5 board against big blind defend. So this is going to be interesting. Arnie says snap check behind. 22 for Bruce. Check for big time round. Check for pucks. Check, 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 check. Lots of checks. $2.2 for Cress. Check, check, check. Sets and overpairs. Radius, right? Check, check. Slippery checked. 22. There's one. Bruce and Marlin. And Jelly. Out there on Agro Island. And Drugs. And Monkey all jumping on Agro Island. Check for Dennis. 22. The Dude on Agro Island. Tina, where you at? I don't see you. 22. Lots of 22s. Lots of checks. Trevor Rungut says, check. Don't want to get check raised here. Where you at, Tina Jaretta? Don't want to have to redraw Tina. There she is. Bet 48. That's what it is. Interesting board. I find myself checking this board a lot. Like you guys said, it hits them more than it hits us. I think the solver bets small here. A lot though. 33 all three options. Yeah, I think the solver bets here a lot though. I might then check these boards and evaluate turn and go from there. Tina going 48 though, and 22.2 for Crest. Let's find out.
This is a spot where I think we can go either way between betting and checking. If I am going to bet, I would bet small typically. This is a scenario where I'm going to be betting a lot of my range, right? Like any overpairs are going to want to bet. Any good hands really are going to want to bet. Any cards like they cannot win at the showdown, like Jack 10, are going to want to bet because if you get a fold immediately, that's fine. If we are going to develop a checking range, it's going to be with our marginal made hands. And I think Ace King is a very strong marginal made hand here. So if I am going to develop a checking range, I think this hand certainly can fit into it because I don't really want to bet this hand and get raised. That's usually what you want to ask yourself. Whenever you're trying to find the marginal hands that you would like to check, you want to ask, if I check this hand and get raised, if I bet this hand and get raised, is it terrible? And in this scenario, I think it is terrible. So I don't mind letting it go check, check. If I am going to bet, then I'm going to go small because you don't really need to give your opponent too poor or too great of... You don't mind giving your opponent good pot odds to stick around because whatever they have is in pretty bad shape anyway. It's going to have a tough time realizing its equity if it's not already a pair or a draw. So like say they have 9-8 of clubs, they're just going to fold to any bet, right? We don't need to bet bigger because when we bet bigger, we just put more money in poorly against the hands that are going to stick around. And the hands that are going to stick around are in decent shape. We let it go check, check this time though. Turn is a 6 of hearts and the opponent bets. Almost pot. Should we fold, call, raise to 15,000, or raise to 22,000?
Bad card. Bad bet. No way. Jack 10 bets there. It means King 10, Queen 10, everybody probably bets and thought this was his range. Yeah, but you have no showdown value with those hands. With Ace King, you have a lot of showdown value. You just win when it goes check, 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 check. Folds just streaming through the chat. I'm no nit, says Chris. Not I. Kicks Ace King. Stupid Ace King. It's a drawing hand. Punk fold in. Monkey may fold in. Tina, the options are fold, call, raise this to 15K, or raise this to 22. You know how we do. I ain't scared. We can't fold against any bluffers. So call like Affleck. Marlon raising. He's crazy. What are you doing, Tina? Can't get left if you always call. Fair. It's true. They do dunk off this board at some of there, and they should size up. That is fair as well. Fold. Everyone folding. I'm folding too. On this card, while like if that was a complete brick, I don't know, a 9, an 8, a jack, a 10, I would definitely float those cards. This just smacks, and we like when we check this board and then check call and then call this, like we always have like a single hard hand and then maybe something like this. And so he just gets the bet twice, right? We're never going to realize our equity. I would just fold. Let's see what they do.
When I check back the flop, I plan on calling pretty much any turn besides exactly the hearts. I think the hearts are all pretty bad. If it's an ace or king of hearts, of course, I wouldn't fold. Even if it was an ace, I know the 4 is available. But if this is any other card that's not a heart, I typically continue against most turn bets, including even this big turn bet. Because you have to realize, when I let it go check on the flop, I have mostly like medium pairs, like, you know, like ace 5 or ace 3 or ace 2. And I'm going to have some ace king and ace queen type hands. So I don't think we want to fold the ace king immediately to a turn bet most of the time. But when we get this super nut low turn, for me, I think I do have to fold. Notice I do have lots of hands containing the ace of hearts here that are clearly never folding. So I think we're decently well protected to the point that we just let this one go. This is another example of a scenario, if you saw my previous quiz, where we just get a really bad card and face a bet. When you get a really bad card and face a bet, it's okay to get out of the way more often than not.
Yeah, we have you have all the overpairs. He's saying one, we didn't see bet. We checked, so you overpair is not in our range. Never folding a suspicion ever. This smacks the big blind range. They have all the 2 pairs. They have all the sets. They have all the 4s. We have no 4s. They have every single combo of heart. We only have the better stuff because we're not opening like, I don't know, 4, 7 of hearts, right? But they have all the 4, 7, all the hearts. This just smacks them. And we have nowhere to go. And again, when we call this, we're in hell. And raising this doesn't make sense when we check the flop. When we raise this, overpair shouldn't be raising this either because the flush and the straight got there. And if you have like, let's say you have aces here somehow.
When I check back the flop,
sorry about that. When you have aces here somehow, you don't want to raise. You're not raising for value. You're turning aces into a bluff. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. 25 for Tina, 27 for Cress. Let me know how you want your money. I think we got time for one more. What's a good keyword for this one? Grinch. Cat Jam. This ain't the 6th stream. Get that shit out of here. Grinch is the keyword. Get in there, guys. Oh, now you just started. Now they're just going to start doing cat jams just because you did it. All right, last quiz of the day. Let me dig down here and find it. It's going to be in this one. It looks like it's going to be an Afflecker. 1456. Oh, wait, what? $14.56. Fallsview. What? There's two 1456s. They're numbered funny. That's funny. Cat Grinch Jam. What? Give them a Grinch, they take a mile. I like that one. Hey guys, I'm new to this channel. Hop on you one of these cool study sessions every Saturday at 12:30 Eastern. Every Saturday. We run these usually with my partner Crazy Sixes, who's out sick today. A lot of times with guests. Troy, we've had Affleck on. We've had Tristan Wade. We've had Evan Jarvis. We've had Faraj Jaka. We've had Greg Raymer. We've had a heaping ton of guests. We do them every Saturday at 12:30 Eastern. And if you go exclamation point YouTube in the chat, you can see every study stream we've ever done. We've been doing them for 3 years. 3 years went by so fast, right? 3 years. All right, let's draw it. Winner number 1, bang, pucks in poker. Winner number 2, bang. Oh shit, it's Chesto. Good group of guys to close it out. Study sessions Monday, Wednesday, Friday with Luis Felipe. This is true. This is in the Poker Coaching Discord, and right now it's free and available to you. So here's a link to that. Here's Poker Coaching Discord. We do giveaways in there. We give away swag, money, premium memberships. We do a study stream at noon Eastern every Thursday. Main Crazy Sixes. It's not these quizzes. It's much more in depth. We look at ag reports and go through PIO, run lucid sims. We go a little bit more deep in that one. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, similarly, they go deep in that one too. Hosted by Luis Felipe. All that for free in the Poker Coaching Discord as well. And then the YouTube channel. Bang, bang, boom. There you go. What time is noon? What time Thursday? What? Noon? What time Thursday? You answered your own question there, Cyrus. Noon Eastern. What the hell? All right. We're going to keep pucks on the main screen, chest hole on the side screen. Let's run it.
All right, in this hand, we have 8-7 hearts in the big blind. We're playing about 30 big blinds deep. And the small blind is going to raise to about 3.5 times the big blind. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 25,000, or go all in?
They're at noon, but really 12:15. Yeah, I mean, kind of like this stream, right? It's noon poker player time. 7-8 suited. Homeboy faces a raise. Do we re-raise? What do we do? I don't know how many bigs we started this with. Looks like a little under 30. Call. Puck's calling. Call. Call for Dennis. Call for Chestel. Everybody calling. Call. Yeah, we call. It's marginal. Can't raise it. Can't fold it. Got to call it. Raise our big blind. The audacity. How dare you, sir? How dare you? All right, let's call it and find out.
I think we have a crystal clear call here. Our hand isn't really strong enough to 3-bet for value. It's too strong of a hand to 3-bet fold. We're going to get 4-bet shoved on a lot. Folding certainly not an option. Just calling here makes a lot of sense. The option I actually like second best is going all in, because at least then, like, yes, this player can fold, and we get to realize all our equity. But I think calling is by far the best option, which is what we do. Comes 7-4 deuce rainbow, and we face a 2/3 size bet. Should we fold, call, raise to 30,000, or go all in?
All right, here we go. Raise up, C-bet. More than F-pot. 60% on the 7 high board. We started this with right around 30 bags, I believe, right? GG, says Renius. Troy jamming, but not all that happy about it. Presti just calling. Big time proud. All in. Just a call for beats. Just a call for Presti. Depending on the player, but mostly punting. Fair. I mean, you should always be adjusting, right? If this guy's the nittiest nit of all nits. Jamming is less attractive, especially when he sizes up on 7-4 deuce. So what's the final answer for you, bud? I think we saw... Oh, we're waiting for Pucks too. There's Pucks. Pucks jamming. Chesto calling. All right, this is where we part ways, guys. SPR will get there by river. If not, well, I'll get it in with top here. Yeah, 30 pigs. I think top pair we just get in. The size up's a little worse, but other than like, is 7-4 deuce is one of those potentially size up boards, right? Like 8-5 deuce, 8-4 deuce, definitely size up board. So if this guy's competent, he's supposed to size up here a decent amount. Try to figure a way like I don't fucking jam it. Especially the hand needs a lot of protection, right? Like having the 7 hole up to river is going to be tough. And if we call this and he jams turn, we're still a little tough. 9-5 deuce the size up. Yep. I think I would jam too. Chesto calling now. Pucks jamming. Let's find out.
So when our opponent bets 2/3
Oh, he
pot
likes
here,
the
they're
call. It's because of the size
representing
up.
kind of a polarized range here. They're going to have a lot of pocket 8s, 9s,
Interesting.
10s,
Very
jacks,
interesting.
queens, and then like some 7x. Both players
Very
miss this flop a
interesting.
lot. This is actually the appropriate bet size here. If we had a better king, like king 7 or queen 7,
A better 7.
we definitely could consider raising. But I think our hand is just a little too weak to raise because we're only going to isolate ourselves to better hands. And I think calling is the best option. Shoving seems attractive here, but I really don't think it's a good option because we just are smoked when we get called. And we kind of, we
That's
can
fair.
deny some equity, but we're in position here. We want to utilize our positional advantage, and how we do that best is by calling. Queen of Hearts on the turn.
That is fair, Mr. Affleck.
Our opponent bets 15,000. Should we fold, call, raise to 33,000, or go all in?
Alrighty. Yeah, so he didn't like jamming. One, because our 7 has a shitty kicker. He would probably jam a king 7 or an ace 7. And 2, because the guy sized up on the flop, which he is supposed to do on these flops. He mentioned it. But he's supposed to do that with a polar range. So all good points for the wizard, Mr. Affleck. That's why he's a boss. All right, now what? Now Troy's jamming. Says, Jesus Christ, can we jam? Come on. Marlon's like, dude, can we jam? Wild says, Jesus Christ, let's jam. Snap call for Crest. Controversy. Snap call for Dennis. Controversy. The dude all in. Teacher and Punk lost. Pleads the 5th. That's why we're here. Like the best way to fuck up a hand is here, right? If you fuck up a hand here, it's free. All you do is get better. It's the best ever. Let's go. It's awesome playing this hand with Affleck's money. Puck's calling. Says, might as well keep his bluffs in here. Queen, better for his range. True. Chesto calling as well. I mean, he bet, and he bet again. And so not much has changed. I feel like Affleck's going to call this. He was calling with a 7 because he had showdown value, and now he still has showdown value, right? And then jamming. I mean, now we arguably, like, we don't have a lot of queen in our range, right? So when we jam here, like jacks and 10s shouldn't be very scared. 8s and 9s shouldn't be all that scared. I think without the fold equity, we just call. I think we call. I hate playing in the blinds. Super hard. I've been studying blind versus blind for about 3 months now with my study group, and it's super complicated because ranges are super wide. And also, like, when you run these spots in the solver, like, all of your options are super mixed. And so it is, in my opinion, the hardest spot for sure. We're all calling. Let's find out.
Again, I think we just have a crystal clear call with the flush draw. If we had a hand like king 7 that we didn't raise on the flop, I think it's viable to just go all in now for protection. We don't have a lot of queens in our range. Our opponent could be barreling with a wide variety of hands, and a lot of them have 2 overcards, so our 7 needs a lot of protection. But in general, especially with the flush draw here, we're just going to be calling. I don't really think any of the options Raising small doesn't make much sense here. You could shove all in, but I think we have better hands that need more protection that I'd rather shove all in with here. So I call. King of spades on the river, and our opponent shoves. Should we fold or call?
Oi, 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 oi. Hurrah! Can't get in this spot if you rip flop. Fair. I don't know if you can win if you rip flop, though. That was kind of Affleck's point. I don't know if we're winning here either. Fold, call. There's 4 options. There's puke and fold, puke and call. Snap, fold, snap, call. Balls! What could he have that needs protection that he should jam with? I mean, I think he's jamming for value. It's not really not a protection thing, Chestel. Fold, fold, fold. There's a couple folds out there. Smells like a busted draw, he says. Pucks and chest hole. None of the flop straights completed. True. Happy calls just so I can see the villain hands. He just wants the rabbit hunt. That's funny. Puck's calling. He not scared. Oh, both of them calling. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably ending up folding here. I mean, Matt kind of alluded it the whole way down, right? He said we were marginal made. We said, well, this guy went bet, bet, bet. And like you guys said, we blocked the backdoor flushes. We blocked some of the straight draws. We got kicker problems. It went raise, bet, bet, bet. Although I do think this run out is a little good for that. Oi, 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 oi. We don't have to be right a lot when we call, but I think we just get shown a higher pair. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a super tough one. It's a super one. Everyone call him. Let's find out, guys.
So this is a call
It's a tough
here.
one.
And I imagine most people are going to say fold because that's what population does here. And if you look in PO Solver here, I will add here, with the 8 of hearts, this hand does mix fold. The 8-7 of hearts. It does fold sometimes. But 7-3 of diamonds, 100% call. Never folds. 7-5, never folds. 7-6, never folds. And how you want to think about this spot is our opponent's betting half pot. When they bet half pot, we need to defend 67% of our range. And we don't have many queens in our range. We'll have some. We certainly don't have many kings in our range. We fold a lot of our king highs on the turn. So what we're left with here are a pair of 7s, a pair of 4s, a pair of deuces. You know, we got to call a lot of them. And frankly, looking at this, like almost no 7s fold in our spot. It's almost a pure call with all the 7s. There's a little bit of blocker stuff, like 8-7 of diamonds, pure calls. This 8-7 of hearts folds a little bit. I assume this player wasn't going to be bluffing with many heart combos, so I actually thought the 8 of hearts was a pretty good combo to call with. So I made folding quite a bit worse here because I think most people are going to fold here. And if you're folding, you're just dramatically over-folding here. Yeah, you don't get to fold a lot of 7x here. You just don't have enough queen x and king x to properly defend your range, and it's a call. I did call here, and I got, you know, I'm going to lose the pot here a lot, but I got lucky this time. My opponent showed up with bluff, and I think this is a pretty well-played, actually, hand by both players.
Interesting. Yeah, like you said, it does. Solver mixes fold. I wasn't running this one because I know he already ran it, and seemed relatively standard. And he said with the 7-8 of hearts, it does mix fold. If we didn't have the hearts, that's 100% call. That makes a lot of sense. Like, I think that was the differentiator for me, was that we blocked his backdoor flushes, right? What side is this? It's definitely not global, even though he does play there. It's ACR or Bet Online. most likely. Total Bluff Jam. I mean, the run out's kind of good for it, right? Because he puts the set, like, he got a lot of people in this chat to fold the 7, right? It's pretty awesome when it comes over, right? And then we have a lot of like 7-4 and missed straight draws ourselves, and then busted hearts as well. This one had a pair, but a lot of them don't, right? So yeah. Beat said, ran this through GTO Wizard, and it's a pure call with 7 in hearts. Pile may be different. Interesting. And it's going to be a little bit different on the ranges, right? Depending on how you range them. You can check it in Odin, too, if you have Odin. Really tough call to make. Super tough. He said, like, population overfolding here for sure. I was kind of one of those when we blocked the hearts. I was with you. All right, guys, this was a good one. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you for the hype train. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the support over the course of the year, both myself individually, the support for Sixes, the support for the stream, the poker coaching support. I love you guys. I feel the love from you. We'll be back next year super strong. I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you from the both of us, me and Sixes. You guys are fucking awesome. You make this awesome for us. And it doesn't go unnoticed, guys. Thank you. Happy holidays. Be safe. Have fun. But be safe. But have fun. And yeah, we'll catch you on the other side of this. Let me figure out who the hell I am going to throw the stream to. I don't know who it is. I don't see anyone too spicy, so we'll throw it to Roddy. Mr. Quick Question now. And that's it, guys. I will talk to you later. Once again, happy holidays. Happy New Year. When's the big game for the Cup? It'll be right after the holidays. It'll be the first or second week of January, Julius. Thanks, Tidrick Punk. I appreciate you. Thanks for the good luck. Thanks for everything, guys. Easy with aces? I want to give it to someone smaller than Easy. He's got to have 800 people. I'll see you soon, Machine Gun. I'm excited, buddy. I missed you. All right, I'm going to throw it over to Rodney. I will talk to you later. I got to stall for 10 seconds for the raid. Ready, set, peace.